One of the main areas of consternation and confusion for a lot of French beginners and learners is the usage of the preposition to in French. In English, we would say to, but in French, it is not exactly that straightforward. In French, our preposition to is à. It can also mean at. However, there are certain instances where for English speakers, where we use to in our English. French, we use other prepositions that we assume the position of to. A typical example, in French, our pour means for in English. Do means of or from in English. And à means to or at in English. However, in French, when we are making expressions and we are trying to translate from English to French, the dynamics of the usage of these prepositions can change. Here is a typical example where in English we are using to. When it comes to the other side in French, you might be using another preposition to represent to in French. A typical example, when you are making an expression with a verb that seems to talk about something with the intention of cessation of an action, the verb you are going to use in French is going to go with preposition do. Even though in your English it will sound like to. Here is one example, arrêter do. For example, I want to say, she stopped to smoke this month. I will say, elle a arrêté de fumer ce mois. Now, you can see that in English, I said she stopped to smoke this month. In French, I said, elle a arrêté de fumer ce mois. Though I had already previously said means from or of. And you're wondering, why am I using it as to? That is because the verb used in this expression is cessation of an action, which is the action to smoke. Another typical example where we say to in English. In French, we would use another expression, pour, for example. I want to say, he is studying French to immigrate to Canada. To immigrate to Canada. Pay attention. I would say, il étudie le français pour immigrer au Canada. You can see that I have used pour, which otherwise in French means for, to replace to in French. Why? Because in this instance, pour is used as it is indication of purpose or intention. So in French, certain dynamics arise in a situation where you are trying to express intention, purpose, and you are saying to in your English, but in your French, you would use another preposition. I want to say, for example, we are going to the castle to see the queen. I will say, nous allons au château pour voir la reine. I have also used pour here to replace to. So these are all of the nuances around the French grammar that beginners struggle with. But with consistency in your practice, you will get used to it. If this is your first time of coming across this page, please like, follow, and share for more French tips. Until I see you again in my next video, it's goodbye from here. Merci.